Sean Combs has a pattern. With all three of them, the stories are a little different. The pattern's always the same.
The case involving Sean Diddy Combs is complex, and it's hard to categorize it simply as exciting, intriguing, or exhausting. What's certain, though, is that it is making headlines. It's shocking to see someone once seen as incredibly influential now in a situation where his power seems to offer no advantage. Recently, 3 new accusers have come forward with allegations, adding more fuel to the growing legal drama surrounding Diddy.
Next tonight here, new and disturbing accusations against Sean Diddy Combs. A Texas attorney tonight says he now represents 120 alleged victims, men and women, whose allegations span more than 30 years. The accounts of the alleged victims have not been fully vetted, but their accusations involve the kind of drug-fueled alleged sexual assaults described in a dozen civil lawsuits and the criminal case against Combs. Combs has pleaded not guilty to federal charges. His attorney tonight saying Combs emphatically denies any claim that he sexually abused anyone.
According to CNN, over 30 lawsuits have already been filed against Combs, accusing him of mistreatment and molestation. Just last week, 3 anonymous men filed new lawsuits claiming that Combs drugged their drinks and assaulted them. Combs' legal team has vehemently denied these accusations, calling the claims full of lies, and he has pleaded not guilty to all federal charges.
Every single one of them, after the rapes, were threatened. They were threatened with physical harm. They were told, if you do anything, it's not going to be good for you. And Sean Combs is not somebody who runs around with a bunch of choir boys. And those threats are very real to all of these men. One of them knew him from the neighborhood, knew the people he ran with, and knew that these were not empty threats. These were not a bunch of lawyers in offices somewhere. These are guys who can follow through, make your life end, cause you physical harm. So they were terrified.
Thomas Jufra, the lawyer representing the 3 most recent accusers, spoke to CNN about the cases, noting that the accounts of his clients closely resembled those of previous accusers. Jufra pointed out that serial abusers often follow a pattern. He compared Combs to Harvey Weinstein, saying that while the details might vary, the pattern of behavior remains the same. According to Jufra, the typical pattern involves Combs inviting men into his orbit, offering them drinks that make them feel woozy, and then assaulting them while they are incapacitated. Jufra also shared an instance in which one alleged victim regained consciousness to hear Combs say, "I'm almost done," while holding the victim still. One of the most striking elements of these testimonies, Jufra said, was the level of conceit and entitlement displayed by Combs. When asked why his clients chose to file anonymously, Jufra explained that they had been threatened with physical harm and feared retribution from Combs and his associates. Jufra also discussed the difficulty men face when speaking out about abuse, pointing out that only 9% of sexual abuse cases in the U.S. involve male victims. He stressed the importance of creating a safe environment for survivors to share their stories, as talking about such traumatic experiences is incredibly difficult. The recent lawsuits provide further details of the allegations. According to BBC News, the lawsuits, which were filed in the New York Supreme Court, describe incidents allegedly occurring between 2019 and 2022. 2 of the men claim they attended parties hosted by Combs, where he personally offered them drinks that left them unconscious. They later woke up to discover they had been assaulted. Combs' legal team has strongly denied these accusations, calling the lawsuits full of lies. They have vowed to prove the claims false and seek sanctions against the attorneys who filed them. These new lawsuits add to the growing number of legal complaints against Combs, many of which date back to the 1990s. One of the plaintiffs, known only as John Doe, claims that in 2019, after meeting Combs at a nightclub in New York, he was drugged at a private after-party. He alleges that he blacked out and later woke up to find a man and woman recording his assault. The next morning, they handed him $2,500, claiming it was from Combs. Another anonymous plaintiff alleges that in 2020, after attending a gathering at Combs' estate, he was drugged and assaulted by Combs and others associated with his bad boy entertainment. A third accuser claims that after meeting Combs to discuss unpaid wages in 2020, he was drugged and assaulted by Combs in a hotel room. As Diddy's legal battle heats up, his trial is set for May 5, 2025, despite serious charges like sex trafficking and racketeering. Many question if the trial is too soon given the complexity of the case and the amount of evidence. Adding to the drama, Jennifer Lopez has been named a material witness in a lawsuit filed by Cardello Smith, a man serving a lengthy prison sentence. Smith claims Lopez knew about a molestation video involving him and Diddy from 1997, but didn't alert authorities. If true, this could damage Lopez's reputation. Meanwhile, Diddy faces a $100 million default judgment from Smith's lawsuit, accusing Diddy of drugging and assaulting him at a 1997 party. Combs' legal team denies the allegations and plans to challenge the judgment. Amidst these legal challenges, Diddy is reportedly in protective custody, fearing for his safety in prison. His legal team is advising him to consider a plea deal with mounting evidence against him. With over 50 witnesses and hours of footage, Diddy's future remains uncertain. What do you think? Are the allegations true or fabricated? Let us know in the comments. Stay tuned for updates.